This is the love story of Aaron and Nora, which by now many of you have heard or read about, as they have become the modern-day romantic tale.
I always felt so lucky to have found him. Like, oh my God, I found this amazing guy, like, that I'm pretty sure I don't deserve.
It's the stuff of rom-com legend. A couple meets on Twitter, which they did, and sails into early adulthood. Painfully good-looking, charming, and madly, stupidly in love.
Some people never get to fall in love that way, and I feel bad for them.
But if you know this story, you know why for the first time Nora is telling it alone.
I was less afraid when he was here, and like, I do know everything will be okay.
Aaron Joseph Permort, aka Spider-Man battling nefarious cancer, died in the arms of his wife at their home on November 25th. And out of habit, the second it was over, Nora called her best friend.
The minute he died, I picked up my phone and I called him. Like, because my first reaction when something big happens is like, I gotta talk to Aaron about this. And it rang, you know, a few times before I was like, oh.
Aaron and Nora were that couple. And when they got cancer, they told us in dozens of entries on Nora's blog, myhusbandstumor.com. Over the years, we joined their fight. We laughed with them, we cried with them, which is why we were also invited to say goodbye.
I've heard some lovely and funny and amazing stories about his whole life.
Aaron's funeral was live streamed on the internet for the hundreds of thousands of you who came to love him, to love them.
Everyone on the internet, hello, thank you.
And good thing too, because Big Perm, as he was known to friends, Big Perm's last dance sold out. More than 500 people, standing room only, friends, coworkers, family, online strangers, all came to a funeral curated by the deceased himself and eulogized by his forever partner in crime. And yes, that's laughter. Aaron's wish? Put the fun in funeral.
He was an employee at the movie theater until he was fired for falling through the ceiling tiles because he was trying to sneak into the manager's office to get some sort of candy.
And no story was left unturned. Yes, Aaron asked Cameron Diaz for a lunch date. And yes, when he was 16 years old and likely about 98 pounds, he shimmied up to Gwen Stefani outside of First Avenue.
The time he asked Gwen Stefani to prom?
Making people smile. That was never a stretch for Aaron. And this week, his life story, his love story, exploded. The UK Daily Mail, Time Magazine, Entertainment Tonight, USA Today, every TV station you can imagine told his story. It's almost like he's a superhero, huh? That was able to connect every person.
The city is smaller and closer because of Aaron. The entire world is smaller this week. Not just because of how he died, but because of how he lived. Because of the heart he had and the way he shared it with us so generously.
So that's how this love story doesn't end. It's still kicking. And each of us, especially Nora.
We looked at each other and we vowed what our parents and our grandparents vowed. Better or worse, richer or poorer, sickness and in health, until death do us part.
They made that promise to each other 3 years ago, to the day. And if you know anything about superheroes and their partners, you know they never really say goodbye.